Hey gang, today we are taking a look at the Deluxe Dino Stegazord set from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Now, as you can see here, the Deluxe set comes with the Stegazord, the White Dragozord, and the Demetra Zord. Now, the Demetra Zord is one of the four weapon dinosaurs that come in the series. Now, as you may have guessed from, or as you know, after watching my my Quantasaurus-Megazord review, the Demetra Zord was one of the three that was released in the US. The Cephalozord, which has the Power Punch gimmick, was not released in the US for some reason. No idea why, just never was. So, let's go ahead and take a look at these units. First up, we're going to take a look at the Demetra Zord, and as a Demetrodon, it looks pretty cool. Now, you can run your finger along this wheel to get the saw blade to move on its back. The saw blade on his head does spin, but independently, and its mouth does open. It's got a little posability in the head, but that's about it. Legs and arms really don't move all that much. So you can turn it into its weapon mode by simply splitting the sucker in half and folding it up like that. And then you get this giant saw blade, which then you plug into either the Quantasaurus-Megazord or into the Dino Stegazord Megazord. And the moving gimmick or sawing gimmick will actually move the blade, which we'll do that in a minute. Next up is the Stegazord. Now, this guy is beefy, as it contains not only the top, the back, the head. It's most of the Dino Stegazord without the limbs. It also has a gimmick of movement, which we'll talk about in a little bit, which you can automate by just pushing it forward. Yeah, nice and quiet, isn't it? And then you can push it back, and there's a button you can hit to make it go on its own again. So, very cool little Megazord. Last in the set is the White Dragozord. Now, this is my favorite of the set, because this guy's big. It reminds me of a kind of a dino version of the Falcon Zord. But you can definitely get a flying dinosaur mode out of this very easily, like that. Much better than the Pterazord. It's just a very imposing Zord. I just really love it. Really think it looks cool. Plus, it just looks like it's going to start cutting you up something fierce real soon. The way this thing is molded, it makes me think that these wings can open up into giant blades, but it can't. But in the show, it does cut things with the wings, which is cool. Now, remember we were talking about the the Stegazord here can actually move. Well, it also does something else. Combines with with the Quantasaurus-Megazord. So we rip the spines off and then pull the spines in half. And that allows us to attach them to the sides like this. Now we'll take, now apparently this whole set comes with this adapter piece, which I'm not totally sure what it does, but you're supposed to plug it into the back here somewhere. There is a whole small screw hole there that you're supposed to plug this into. No idea why. All right, so, well, how does this work? Well, let's take our little Quantasaurus-Megazord here. And there are holes on each inner side of the foot that peg in here. So we'll just peg him into place. And there we go. Surfing mode. I'm not kidding. See, it moves oh so quietly. Now, one thing I did not show you in the Quantasaurus-Megazord review is that this arm easily is removable. And that allows us to put the Demetra on. Doesn't go on easy, but it does go on. So you can activate the saw here. So, yep, pretty cool. Now, all of the weapon guys, or all of the weapon limbs work like that. You can plug it into either Quantasaurus or Dino Stegazord. Which, let's go ahead and take a look at the Dino Stegazord combination sequence. The sequence is pretty darn simple. We're going to start off by removing the wings from the Dragozord and its legs, and that will leave us with the main body, which will be the weapon of the the Megazord going forward. Then we're going to take the arms, straighten them out, and we'll actually twist them at the wrists a little bit later to give it a more hand-like look. The wings then fold together to form the legs, and then fold out to form the feet. Now with the Stegazord, we just take the front legs, flip them up, and that's about it. Combination is super simple. Combine the legs, combine the arms, and fold out the head, or face in this case. And here we have the Dino Stegazord. Now, I always found this to be a very interesting Megazord, partially because you have a Stegosaurus combining with a pterodactyl, practically. It's very, very weird. Like the Thundersaurus Megazord, the Dino Stegazord can use the other 4 support dinos as weapons as well, which I'll show you here in a second. And the unit's main weapon is the Drago Staff, and its main attacks are the Drago Stinger, and the Tail Attack, and the Stego Laser. And the Stego Laser, I believe, was only actually used once. But in this mode, you can make lights and sounds, and again, I'm sorry, not lights and sounds, you can make the wheels go again. And if you look on the side of the head here, there's a big white button. That's the manual control, just like the Thundersaurus Megazord has its manual control. Size-wise, compared to the Thundersaurus, it's about the same size. A little on the smaller side, but it's about the same size. Same height, I'd say. But it's definitely bulkier, or it's a much more better proportion than the Thundersaurus is, which I do appreciate. Now, to get the weapon to work is very, very easy, as we'll just have to remove one of his arms. And the directions actually have you removing that arm specifically. So we'll go ahead and attach him up. Now, you can have the blade either straight or, or if you lift it up, you can actually turn it so that the blade is going sideways. I prefer to have the blade straight. And you can just get him to use the blade again like that. Now, I really wish I had the other weapon Zords, but unfortunately I don't, because I never could find them. They were never in any of the stores that I went to back in the day. So overall, I really, really like this Megazord, but there is one other thing. Just like everything else, this guy can combine with the Thundersaurus, but it's not very pretty. So let's go ahead and take a look. And here we go. We've got the players all assembled. So the first thing we're going to do is make surfing mode. That is the first step in this process. So split the spikes and attach them to the sides. Then we need to reach under the back and pull up these black pieces. And then we will attach the Thundersaurus Megazord to the deck. So to combine the Dragozord, we just fold up the legs onto the very base of the figure. And then that adapter that comes with the unit, this is where the adapter comes into play. You slide it in just underneath the head, and it should peg into place. And what this is going to do is it's going to give the Dragozord another mounting point to plug into. So there's one peg here, and then there's another peg here. And we'll just peg him into both spots. And there we go. And what we have here is the Dino Rage Megazord. My poor turntable is almost buckling underneath the weight of this thing. This thing weighs about 2 pounds. I think this is ridiculous. This is absolutely asinine, personally. I don't like this mode at all. It just looks stupid to me. I get what they were going for. I mean, what else are they going to do with the surfing mode and then the Dragozord? Well, what else was Bandai going to do? But there's no real ingenuity here. It's just, yep, motorized action, check. Dragozord somewhere, check. Okay, we're done.
It should also be pointed out that you can form the Valkyrus Megazord by taking the Rage Megazord and adding a helmet and 2 side dinosaur weapon things. Those pieces are only available in the Mezzodon Megazord, so it kind of combines, but not really.
The Deluxe Dino Stegazord set is a nice addition to your Power Rangers collection, and if you can find it complete, I would highly recommend picking it up. It's just a lot of fun. The individual Zords are nice, and the combined mode of the Dino Stegazord is cool and neat looking. Combining all of these guys with the Thundersaurus Megazord, though, is not very good and looks kind of dumb. But overall, this is a fun set on its own and well worth the price of admission.